afternoon, traders. Hopefully, everyone had a good day and a great weekend. All right, so with that said, all three major indices up again. As soon as you think this market's going to go lower, it keeps grinding higher. Okay, so before we get into the stocks, I do want to again always I'm very thankful you guys tuning in. I do enjoy making the show, and hopefully you guys get some satisfaction in watching it, and hopefully some good trade ideas. All right, with that said, we're going to highlight one stock. We're going to go over our positions, and then we're going to give you a couple of stocks that look promising going into the next couple of days. All right. First stock that we're going to highlight is BLNK, Blink Charging. Okay, so BLNK is in that EV charging space. They're growing pretty quickly, so it did come on my radar. I mean, a lot of volume has been being generated here in the last few weeks. It came up on my radar. So now what? After making that 1458 high of about 20 days ago, it's gone back down to the 642 range, and now it looks like it's starting to pop again. So if you are long, or if you're looking to get into this stock, what do we do? Where are we going from here? So it is below this value area low right here. Usually that portends like lower price action, or at the very least, it wants to generate some more value, create more shares down here before anything. Right now, for me, this is a no play. Before I need to see some other metrics lining up before I think I could take a long position in this stock. It doesn't mean I won't take it with some catalyst, some good news or something like that. But be very wary in this in this range right here, because I think it's in a no man's land. And if you take a look at the 513 EMA on the daily, I mean the 5 is below the 13. That's usually a very bearish sign. I mean, it doesn't mean it can't explode tomorrow and take this 5 out and then challenge this 13 and take that out again and continue to go higher. I'm not suggesting it can't do that, but I think without the right news, this is going to have to start building some value in this area before we see a move up. So don't be, my point is, don't be so eager to jump into this stock right away. And if you do and you are in it, where do I get out? Well, it's retested this low a few times of 647. That's where my out would be. I think if it breaks that, it'll probably try to challenge, go down in that 550 range. But I mean, it's a very interesting, compelling space, an emerging space. So I can see why people are playing BLNK. All right, we're going to highlight BLNK for the rest of the week, and maybe we'll take a position. But if we do, it'll be at the right price. Okay, BLNK. Now, with that said, we're going to go into the stocks that we own, and the first one is AQST. How did AQST perform today? Well, it was down 32 cents, or about 4%. All right, so I did say on Friday, watch to see if we can hold this 5 EMA, and guess what? It did not. It went all the way down and almost touched this 13 EMA right down here. So if you haven't gotten the stock, target this as your entry. The low 740, 750 range. I do think before it does go higher, it'll probably want to retest this low in the next few days. So that's good if you're not in it, and maybe you just start scaling in on these little pullbacks, and and then it should go higher from here in the next week or so. All right, so that's AQST. We've been long since 645. The next stock that we had to get rid of was OVID. We took a small loss on OVID. I did say on Friday that I was going to look at that first 30-minute candle. Look at this horrible 30-minute candle that it did today on heavy volume. That's usually, and that is a bad sign, right? So I did luckily got out right around that 750 range. I did take a small loss, but in trading, they can't all be winners. Why did I get into this position? Why did I get into OVID? If you remember, it was closing right here at this point of control. It was super close to this value area high, and it looked like after making that 837 high, which was so close to that 52-week high, it was going to re-challenge that, then the 52-week high, and then move higher. But you know what? It just didn't work out the way we had planned it. And remember, you plan your trade and you trade your plan, right? And you got out relatively unscathed right down here, and you live to fight another day. Okay, so we're out of OVID. Next stock that did not perform very well, but I think this is a buy on the dip situation. It's FLGT. We had gotten in here at FLGT at 45.23 last Wednesday, I believe, and then we We got that gratuitous upgrade and it sent it to 53.22. And then since then, it's sold off on Friday, then again today. But I do think this is a great buying opportunity. I don't think the 52-week high is in. Watch this very carefully tomorrow. Watch that first 30-minute candle. If it takes it out on the upside, watch its value area high to get challenged and then make a new 52-week high from there. Okay, so the last stock that we did or still own is CVM. And this one did work for us the way we had had planned. Watch that first 30-minute candle. It held. It was so close to that value area high that we spoke of, close to that point of control. And take a look. It did this little shakeout here in the beginning, held that first 30 minutes, held it again, and then it just went higher from here all the way to 1380. It did sell off the rest of the day. So, what next? Wait for that 30-minute candle on Tuesday. See how that how that plays out. Make sure it doesn't take it out on that second 30-minute candle, and then just ride your stop up as it makes higher highs. Okay, so that's CVM. Okay, so with that said, we did highlight BLNK. So the one stock that I do think that will work for us going into this week, and I've played it in the past, is WKHS Workhorse. Right, I did play it early last week, and then it made that nice little jump. Because it was right by that point of control. It made that jump all the way up to 1758. I got out a little lower, actually a lot lower. And then since then, it actually just sold off. It's right back here near this point of control, but not quite. So watch that first 30-minute candle. I really do think that a break above this point of this value area high, it should send this past this $17, $17.55 range that we established last week. So watch that first 30-minute candle tomorrow real closely. See if it holds, and then take this out on the upside if it does, and then move your stop again accordingly. That's WKHS. Lastly, the stock that I have not given up on this. I had got stopped out yesterday. I got back in it today. Again, this looks like that CVM and those other stocks that we play so frequently. It's so close to that value area high, that point of control. And we play these breakout stocks, right? So what did PBYI do today? Well, again, I got stopped out on Friday, and then today it suckered me back in. I got in at 1098. It looked like, again, towards the close to the end of the day, it was going to make that run. But you know what? It had other ideas. It sold off. It sold off near the end of the day. Well, what next, right? If you're in it, I'm in it. If you're not in it, watch that 30-minute candle. If it does take it out on the upside, go long. If it does not, stay out. Do not be in it. I will be out of that my position again. I do think this is going to go higher. I do like instead of the 20-day histogram, I like the daily 1-year histogram, right? Because if you bring this up on the yearly, right, we're also in that value area point of control section right here, and we're still above the 10 SMA, and we're still above the 50 right here. So watch this closely tomorrow. Watch that first 30-minute candle. This can really pay off if you catch it right, but it's all imperative that we get in at the right price, and that right price will be if it takes out the first 30-minute candle on the upside if you want to go long. Now, if you want to go short, take it down on the low side, because if this breaks down below that first 30-minute candle, and that 50 doesn't hold, it's probably going right back down here to this 200, right? So 200 SMA. So just watch this carefully tomorrow. It could be a big winner, or it could be a dud. We just won't know until the next few days. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Again, my name is Eric at Value. You can reach me at eric@valueareatrader.com with any questions or comments that you may have on any stock or about the show. All right, please have a great night. Remember to trade smart and be safe.